Welcome back to Bad to the Stone. We're excited today to finally introduce you to Pebbles. She has finally arrived, is parked in the garage, and today, what are we up to today?
Well, we're gonna just put on a couple of mods, do a couple mods, and hopefully keep it simple for me.
Yeah, we kind of got a variety of things going on today. So we've got our day one mods planned, which is a mix of some simple things. We'll show you those laid out on a box over there here in just a second. And even though it's only day one, we'll probably start a couple of other videos because I really want to try to get the fenders on today from Advanced Fiberglass, but that'll be its own separate video. We'll see how the time is doing, and we may try to get the exhaust on from AWE as well, but again, the exhaust will be a separate video. So what do you think? Let's just go ahead and point at all these little different things we've got and get started putting them on.
And I will have to share that it is really nice to drive. I've driven a Jeep for a little bit and really prefer the Bronco. It's a great ride.
Yeah, we're 70 miles in on the Bronco and loving it so far, no doubt about it. Excited to bring it home and get this done. So yeah, we've got some good fun stuff planned for today. Didn't cool off as much as we thought it was going to, so it is 90 degrees here in Texas. We're gonna open up the garage door. Hopefully the lighting still stays pretty decent, but what do you say? Let's just jump into tuning up Pebbles.
Let's do it.
Why do we name her Pebbles?
Well, Bad to the Stone. Got a little pebble action.
Yes.
When you turn on the Bronco, it has some cool effects, which
Pebbles on the
contains
screen.
pebbles. So darn cute pebbles from the Flintstones.
That's right. And they live in bedrock, and we're hoping to find some dirt and rocks to feed Pebbles in the future. So, all right, let's point at what we got going on today, and let's dig right into this.
All right.
All right, first up on our list of mods is some Rhino shackles. We've got some of those for the front and some of those for the rear. Well, then moving on, we've got some door sill guards. We're gonna get this stubby antenna installed, some paracord grab handles. We've got that pedal commander dash cam with a rear camera, so we're going to have to make a custom mount for that rear camera on here. And we'll get our screen protector installed. Don't have the screen protector sitting on here yet. That hasn't shown up from Amazon yet, but our day one mods may end up taking us more than one day to complete, so that screen protector is going to be here in time to get it put in for this vid. All right, let's get installing.
So we're gonna add these Rhino USA shackles to here so that we can throw on a rope, whatever we need to do with it. They came with some pretty nice stickers. Let's see what we got here. All right. So this is what we will be attaching. Nice rubber spacers so they don't make noise. This is a good looking piece.
This is supposed to be the easiest job of the whole day. It's supposed to take like 5 seconds. We're making it way harder than it needs to be, trying to get them too tight. All right, let's try this. What if we use 1/1/8 and one thinner one? All right, I think that's probably our better way to go. Yeah, one thick one, one thin one. That's the much smarter way to do this. All right, how'd that work out for you?
Still doing it.
Yep, you had it. Okay, there we go. So one thick washer, one thin one, and these come with a lock pin. Let's get that on there as well. Let's go grab a wrench really quick and tighten those up a little bit. Just snug them up enough to make sure somebody doesn't walk by and decide to walk off with them. There we go. We're ready to get somebody to pull us out of the ditch now. Okay, let's go put the one on the back.
All right.
All right, so for at the back, you've already got these nice toe points on here for hooking a rope to. Thought it'd be nice to add one in the middle, fill in that receiver hitch. So this one, Rhino also makes. Nice little receiver hitch one. This one was the different design, so it came with a different shackle on it. So we're gonna put the matching shackle from the front on here, but we're gonna put this piece in the receiver. Also got their locking pin so that somebody doesn't take that out of there from us. That one we're not gonna use. We're gonna put it, you can turn this either way. It does have a pin to lock it in there either way. We're gonna set it vertical. Use Rhino's
lock to put that. It comes with a nice little waterproof cover on there. Definitely a short, stubby little pin works well in there. You can put the lock on from that side.
We could use these extra things so it won't knock around.
I know what we do have. Go ahead and pull that back off of there. Yeah, those are going to be a little big. They would fall off. I think I do have something for the other side. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, I just went and found a couple of O-rings out of a plumbing kit I had in the garage. So threw a couple of O-rings on there on that side, and then we'll throw some of the spacers on the other side where it can be a little bit bigger. And we'll make sure that we keep that from rattling around on there. Let's see, put that lock back and see how much room we have to take up there. Go ahead and pull it off. We'll get one more thin one on there. We'll just fill in all the space. There we go. A couple O-rings, a couple of those other washers. Now it doesn't move at all.
Perfect.
All right, let's see if we can get two thick ones back here. That is pretty much perfect. Two thick ones. I got it around my feet. All right, there we go. Our first cosmetic mod complete.
Wow, one down and how many to go?
A whole bunch more to go.
Woohoo!
Oh, that's all right. They'll get faster and better.
Oh, this is great. Oh. All right, so now we're going to install the door sill guards, and these are from Reform, and 2 in a box. So this is what they look like. Got a nice design on it, and for sure we need to clean this up before we install the sill guards. What are we using here, bud?
All right, we got just a mix of isopropyl alcohol and water, about a 20% mixture, just to make sure we got any wax, oils, anything else off of there to make sure these are gonna stick well for us.
I don't know that we need it too far forward. If anything, when people are going to get into the back.
But we start to hit the curve right here.
Right.
So I think that's about as far back as we can go. But to keep it simple, I say we just line it up with this
There you go.
trim piece right here. I think that's what we're going to do to keep it simple, is line it up with that trim part right there. So just to make sure we can visualize that both ways, that's right about here on the bottom. Right about there. All right, so you got it all nice and clean. And now we've got a bunch of sticky stuff to remove. All right, now I put those marks out here because we're gonna probably get this part first.
Hold the bottom first before you apply the top, right?
Well, I'm trying to get it up against that edge.
Right, well, the edge.
There we go, actually that's probably what it should do is, yeah. Yeah, those feel good. They've got some nice thickness to them.
Yeah, I really like.
Line it up on that groove, a little bit of design.
Catch some dirt and stuff.
All right, let's go knock out the other side.
Side number 2. All right, bud, you're next.
Looks nice and clean. Okay, line up with my body line there. Should save a little bit of paint on there with those. All right, next up we've got this stubby 12-inch antenna from Ronin. Get rid of this giant one that's on here. And that, let's see, so far it looks like it's just coming off absolutely by hand, so there was no trouble to get that off of there. And this Ronin comes with 2 different size studs, and it is the larger of the 2 that we need for this antenna replacement. So we're going to use that larger one. Red goes into the antenna, so you do the yellow down into the piece, tighten that one down in there, and then the red goes into the antenna. There we go. Pretty flexible. Go through any car wash with it. Done. What do you think?
Love it. All right, so we've got these nice paracord grab handles that are orange and black to match some of Pebble's orange interior that you can't see at this point, but she does have some nice orange areas in the truck. And we have 2 bolts up here that I'll loosen, and then we will place the grab handles right here. And Bud found these off Amazon. It's just a 5/16 socket that I'm using.
Yeah, once you get them loose, that might be faster.
Went ahead and grabbed a nut driver. Make sure our American flag is the right way. All right, we're not gonna tighten them down too hard, so looks good.
Well, there's what it looks like with all 4 of them in. So we got back ones and around the other side. Pretty quick install on the 4 of those. I think it adds a nice little accent to the orange. Looks good. All right, next up on the install list is the pedal commander. Should be a pretty quick plug and play. Lots of videos out there on how this works, what it does. Obviously doesn't add any horsepower, but just gives you a little bit better drive. Takes some of that sloppiness, some of that delay out of the pedal. So I'm excited to kind of see what that's gonna feel like in there. And pretty tight up in here. But basically, we're just gonna get it unplug from the backside of that existing pedal, use that same cable, plug it in, and then we're gonna route that, and I plan to stick that pedal commander just right up here underneath the steering column. We'll figure out where the best place is to go ahead and stick that where it's out of the way. So yeah, this is definitely as simple as you've seen in other videos. You're just gonna unplug it from the backside of the throttle, plug one of these in, route the cable up, and mount it. And that's it, super simple. All right, so this comes with this little back bracket that you can clip it onto, or the pedal commander itself. Since it's Velcro and it's already removable, I'm gonna not use this little back piece, and I'm just gonna stick one piece of Velcro right onto the back of the pedal commander itself and the other piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and go with the underside of the steering column itself right here, not onto this soft piece. So plan to use the Bluetooth, so the fact that it won't be highly visible, not gonna be a problem. Can do most of the adjustments from the phone. Only need to get under here and adjust that in like an emergency. I think that's the plan. So real quick on this clip, it's got a lock on it. Pretty easy to see that you push that down and that locks it. You push that up to unlock, but even once you unlock it, you do have to push on that black part right there in order to get that to open up and come off. Push up on that red lock, and then you still have to push in on the black, up underneath on the throttle, and then it slides off really easy. And there it is, pedal commander's installed, Velcroed up underneath. The wire goes down and around. And pretty easy plug, couple zip strips to wrap that wire out of the way. Done, just took a few minutes.
Once you get it installed, downloading the app, really easy. Connect with your Bluetooth, and then you can interface with the app. Just pick your mode, Eco City Sport or Sport Plus. You've got the plus and minus on the other side to tune your pedal commander exactly where you want it. I'll tell you, the Sport is super sporty, and we ended up going with City Mode Plus 2 is what worked best for the AWE exhaust system we've got on there, but tune it up wherever feels best for you. Enjoy.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this dash cam installed. So first we need to get into the fuse box back here. Depending on your type of dash cam, you may or may not want a hot fuse when the vehicle is off. In this case, we're using a Cobra dash cam, and it has some motion detectors and other features to record like parking lot or if somebody bumps your car when you're not in it. So since we're hardwiring it in, we actually want to be into a fuse that is hot when the vehicle is off. And the camera will automatically know when you start the vehicle. So we want to find a hot fuse. First, we've got to get in behind here. This piece, I already popped this one corner loose and propped it loose there. I'm going to get a panel tool in here and work it down to pop the rest of this. And from everything I've read, it just sounds and feels like it's gonna break every time. But hopefully it does not. Well, I see one clip down there. All right, but I don't think it actually broke, it just came off. All right, they all stayed on this side, and I seem to be missing one. Did you see one fall down?
Oh, it's right.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, it does look like it popped out of there a little bit. So, interesting. Dash clips, never my favorite. All right, so there we go. We've got our fuse box in here. So let me go find a tester and we will figure out which one of these is hot all the time. And then that's what we're gonna tap into. I wanna get into a powered fuse that's powered all the time when the vehicle's off. So right now I don't have it on and I've got a 5 amp right here that is giving me what I need. So that is what I'm gonna tap into. And then for ground, we've got this plate right here. So I'm gonna loosen off this bolt and I'm gonna ground it right onto this plate. So I've got ground, I've got a 5 amp. That's where I'm gonna hardwire it to. And if you didn't see it earlier, these panel tools, just got these off of Amazon, just a whole set of this Trisalto, a whole bunch of different pry bars, plastic tools for taking apart dash parts. I'm gonna route the wire for that dash cam out the bottom of this. I'm gonna be able to go across right here, get across this piece of plastic, tuck that under, be able to run it up inside this piece of rubber, cut it across right here and then around onto the dash and then tuck it around on the top side. You'll see that in a minute. So I think we've got a pretty good plan to route this wire through here and get this thing wired up. All right, so I didn't have a fuse tap the other day, so we're finally finishing that camera install. Picked up a micro 3-prong fuse tap, had to pick it up on Amazon, could not find the 3-prong one at a local AutoZone. And for the 3-prong, the power comes out the middle, so there is no way to get it upside down or right side up. And this back fuse is running the fuse to the power for the camera, and then that front fuse should be running the original circuit as needed. And I also checked the Ford owner's manual and that 5 amp that we found that had continuous power. It is actually a not used right now. So we're also plugging into something that's not used. So perfect one to use for our camera. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. We'll get a shot of that. All right, one extra thing. My fuse tap came with little ridges right here on the ends. So that flat didn't carry all the way out there to the end originally. Just had to take a razor knife and shave that bump off in order to get that to go in. So again, right there on all 4 corners, it had an extra ridge. You can see that the fuses go flat all the way out from there. So just had to take a razor, shave those bumps off, and now it fits in there perfect. And there it is, installed into that fuse box. Pretty much only have one way that you can do it because the wire sticks out the one side. It can't go out the other side, it runs into the panel. So that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one more zip strip and just clean that wire up a little bit in there. You can see where I mounted the rest of that power box right there. You can see where I got it grounded there to the back. So just gonna zip strip this wire a little bit out of the way to clean it up and then just pop that fuse box panel door up into place and we are done. But where do you think, if I mounted either, like right there, it kind of just comes below the rearview mirror. So it's either there or, yeah, it's not really an option here because the sun visors are so, like you're totally mess up the sun visors. Like even there, no, I can't, even there will mess up the sun visor. So that eliminates that spot. Like you won't be able to put your sun visor down properly. So I think we're pretty much, this is the only spot.
All right.
Yeah, that solves that one.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, because of the sun visors, that's pretty much it. We don't want to be sticking on the, I guess that stuff's actually on the outside. So hang on, I don't know, I thought that was on the inside. So I can go,
You can go higher.
I can go a little higher. It's still gonna be, like it'll be below the mirror a little bit. Okay, so to make sure we don't hit visors, we're gonna tuck it up as tight as we can, right up here. And that still puts everything down below. This is it, this is for real. All right, how's that look?
It's pretty square.
Okay. Okay. All right, for this rear camera, I tried just sticking it right here onto the plastic, and that was a no-go. It did not stick to that at all. I stuck it onto the top of the bar up here, and sticks nice, but it's just too much of an angle. It's picking up way too much of the top of the hardtop. So we're just gonna take some aluminum, and I'm just gonna take and bend a little bracket so that it comes straight down, and have that camera down here at more kind of right in line with the bottom of this roll bar so it's not in the way of anything inside the vehicle, and then that'll give a better angle out the back. Use some double-sided sticky to stick it down to the roll bar, and then use obviously another piece of the double-sided sticky from the camera to stick it right back onto my piece of aluminum. Not even quite a 90-degree bend, so sort of a little L bracket, get that down here. Also, this camera needs to go the other direction, so I've got all the excess wire tucked inside of this empty roll bar tube. So I'll pull a little bit of wire through and make sure that that camera's coming the other way, plugs in the other side, and we should be good. So let me go grab a hacksaw, cut a chunk of this aluminum and shape it a little bit, and we'll come back and get that mounted on here. All right, just hacksawed out a little bracket, rounded off the corners. I want that to hang down right about there. So I want that to bend right about there. And we'll start with about a 45, come out here and check it and see whereabouts we are. Okay, let's go get that bent. All right, we can go just a hair more. So I'm gonna bend that just a touch more, get that bent a touch more, and then I'll make sure I get the acetone, clean that all off. We'll put some double-sided sticky tape underneath there on the bottom, and we'll be ready to come out there and stick that one on and stick our camera back on. All right, we got the bracket all done, bent in there nice. I think that's a really nice fit on there. And then we'll get that camera down in there nice and low. Get a little bit of extra wire out of there. And that should give us much better angle on our camera now out the back. Brings it down a good couple inches. Really wish it could go that way. That would be even lower. But all right, so I just started it up, confirmed that that camera does need to go this direction. If I try and spin it the other way, then it just ends up upside down. So we're gonna go with it that way, and we'll adjust it from there. All right, I think that's giving us a pretty good view of what's behind. That's what's showing up on our dash cam right there. So hardly have any of this lip up here showing. Got good angle. Just dropping that a couple inches made all the difference. Simple little bracket. Dash cam is installed. I'll show you how I routed the wire, but I basically tucked it in the roll bar and I kind of ran it up along the side. So get you a better shot of that. We'll move on to our next project.
Hey, before we look at that wiring, just a quick shot out the back window. You do get a look at the spare tire and the carrier, but the trade-off is it's not mounted on the back window. Don't have to make any adjustments when you take the top off. So for me, good trade-off. I think that's plenty of visibility out the back. If somebody hits me, there's some kind of an accident, still going to get great video of anything that's going on out the back. And like I say, no modifications when you pop that top off.
All right, so that dash cam cable, it's going that direction, but it had to come out this side to orient the camera the right way. I've got it tucked right up in here. I've got all the excess fed in from this side. It's just all bunched up inside the roll bar. Went through that hole in that bracket, and then it's just tucked along up in this seam, all the way along around the door up to the front, and then didn't tuck all the way right there. You can still see it a little bit, but then once we got into here underneath the rubber, ended up having to go all the way down to this seam to cut over, and then and around in behind the dash and all the way up to the camera. So pretty hidden. The only piece of wire you can see on the whole install is right there. I think that looks all right. All right, next up on the list, let's see if we can't get a screen protector on here. Got this on Amazon, this Spigen. It's tempered glass, supposed to be smudge resistant, anti-glare, and obviously just protect that from scratches. If you're gonna go off-road, get dirty, muddy, bring those dirty fingers back into the vehicle, you run the risk of scratching up that screen. So we'll see if we can't protect that. All right, let's see what we get in here. We get a couple of little squeegees. Clean it, take off the back film, dust removal sticker, back film off, stick it in place, squeegee rub, pull off the front one, and then use the soft squeegee after that. All right, I've got gloves on to try to keep finger oil and everything off of here as well. All right, so number 1, lens cleaner. Okay, I had a good amount of fingerprints and everything on there. That seems to be coming out pretty nice. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Got 3 tiny little bubbles right there. Can barely see them. Thought I had these ones gone. I guess I got a little one there and a tiny little bubble down there. All right, those ones look like they're gonna go. So I think that is pretty good. I will take that.
Here's a review of our day 1 mods. Starting off with our shackles. They look pretty nice. That was probably one of the easier installs. We have the 2 here and the 1 on the back. All right, so we put in these paracord grab handles and the sill guards. These have worked out really well. I am very impressed with these, and I even like the little ridges in it. This is a great addition, this little snappy antenna. I love the size, and I just have always appreciated the smaller antenna. Makes no difference in getting a good radio signal. But installed this screen protector. I appreciate that, especially when we have our hardtop off. Want to make sure that this is protected and doesn't get cracked. Another install we did was this great little dash cam, placing it right underneath the mirror. We felt that was the best position for, especially when we're 4-wheeling. And Bud installed the pedal commander, and wow, what a great response we've had with this. And he's even had to adjust it a couple of times for our city driving. Really nice option. Here's a shot of that rear camera. It sits really well with that little piece of metal that Bud made to sit on that back ledge.
Well, YouTube, that's a wrap on our day 1 mods. We sure appreciate you watching.
Yes, we do.
Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You'll know when that next video comes out. And until then, hope you're out in your own Bronco, keeping it bad to the stone. We'll be here working on Pebbles, getting that next mod updated. We'll see y'all soon. Take care.